say little, I mean very, very little. This is kind of a tiny teacup. Belonged to my grandmother, and she used to serve us Coca-Cola inside these. So I always still sort of associate them with Coke, because we would have Coca-Cola from them when we were little kids. But now, it's just one of my favorite little teacups. It's so cute. This one is actually from Japan. It's a Kenwood, little cute one. It wasn't her favorite pattern, but she collected a lot of different kinds. Apart from the rose pattern that she loved the most, that looks kind of like the flowers on my dress. So, anyhow, today's little video is so strange, like a lot of my content, I guess. It's going to take some little tiny craft desserts that are so adorable. They're sweet little confections and treats, and I'm going to be showing them off and plating them for you, and I hope that will be really nice. I got these, oh goodness, years and years and years and years ago for a project I was going to do, like a craft project. And I just never quite got around to finishing it. So I still have all of these little tiny desserts around. And I guess my project's loss is our gain today, because I'll be showing them off to you. And we're going to try to make it really cozy and really magical today. A couple of you had requested some very cozy lighting, and I think that's a wonderful idea, especially for this time of year. So we're going to take things down a little bit, lighting-wise, and in just a moment, I'll be taking you to my cozy little tea table, and I hope that it'll be such a nice time. So once we've got this teacup nice and clean, we're going to go ahead and make it just a little bit cozier in here. So I want to ask you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine a really, really magical little tea table. Imagine candles and little lights, and most of all, this is important, imagine something very, very sweet. Okay, I think we're ready, so I'm going to count down from 10, and then we'll appear in the magical tea room. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, here's my little bubble packs. I just find them so soothing. Little crackles, just crackle, crackle, crackle. Isn't that nice? So inside the bubble pack, there is a little box, and in just a moment, I'll open it up and we can see what's in the little box. But I just love how it kind of sticks to my fingers, how it feels on my hands, and those satisfying little sounds. So nice. And I have to warn you, this is a strange little idea I had for a video. But I tried to set a cozy little table. I have some of my grandmother's teacups, things like that. One of my favorite books. And these cute little light up roses. And this, you may be wondering, it is a pair of little tongs. Little heart tongs. I sort of wanted to find a little set of tongs to help me grasp some of the little miniature items I'm going to be showing. These ones are perhaps a little bit bigger than I was hoping, but I love them. So these tongs are sort of rubbery on the head, the little hearts, and I'm just metal yoking them together, but I love that little like click, 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 clicking them together, and kind of makes a nice little tapping sound on the handle, which I think is nice. But I love the texture here on the little head of it. Little pink hearts. Just like raindrops. Tap, 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 tap. Just little raindrops. So nice. They remind me of pink cookies. Have you guys ever had just a classic pink sugar cookie? Most places make them. I think Crumble makes them even now, but they've been around forever. Anyway. Okay, speaking of pink, let's reach to the bag. Really slowly, because I don't want to make too much of a racket. Pull out the little box. Just a little box. They say that great things come in small packages, right? So reminds me of a bakery box. You know, like you might have pastries in. So I always get very excited to open a big bakery box and see what treats are inside. This one does not have food in it, unfortunately. I'll just set that off to the side right there. Okay. Okie dokie. So maybe set this down and tap the top. And let's see what's inside. Open that flap, and you can probably start to see this really pretty sage color. Now, these are miniature porcelain plates, and I think they're so cute. So trying to be really careful here, so I don't make too much noise, and because they are made of real ceramic, I guess, probably not porcelain, but they are sort of breakable, actually quite fragile, so just gonna be gentle, 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 and you can see the details here in just a moment. I was looking for some kind of little like plates or baskets or displays, and I came across these and I thought they were precious. They look sort of like leaves. It strikes me as very elfin, like maybe elves might use these. They're so cute. I guess tiny elves, maybe little like forest sprites or fairies or something. But they're super cute. And a nice crinkly bag. We love a crinkly bag. Just seal that up. Like that. I wonder if I can kind of fold it. Maybe like that. Get it back in there just to store it. Kind of popping open on me. Can you get it in there? Yes, no, maybe so. Just close that. See, the flap there. I think that's gonna work. Okay, so we'll set that off to the side. It's so soft. I guess it's more smooth than soft. My dress is soft though. I can smooth that out too, and the tablecloth. Okay. So I don't know in this light how well you can see the texture, but there's ribbing, just like in a real leaf. And hopefully you can hear the kind of satisfying little texture there. And these are really beautifully painted and detailed for how small they are. I think they're just so precious. Can you kind of hear that? The texture? I hope. Okay. And this one is like a round platter. We can make a little clatter on the platter. The rose has such a clatter. Okay, so this one too, same details. There's the platter, and there's nice little ribbing, and it's just really, really wonderful. Now these I think are the sweetest. They look like actual leaves in shape as well as texture and color. Like in this really beautiful sage succulent color. And you can see the bottom is flat, the top is a little concave, and then same thing here, kind of tapers at the top. There's that texture, and we can kind of set it down right there. Perfect. Now we have everything kind of laid out. So now I'm going to show you these little pink bags. And these are little treat bags. So I love these little goodie bags for snacks, for making soap and putting, I don't make the soap in them. I like to package the soaps they make in them to give them to people. But there is not soap in this bag. There are miniature delights. So each one of these will have a mini dessert inside. And these ones are mini cupcakes. And I love a cupcake. I feel like cupcakes had a real moment in the sort of late aughts, if I'm remembering correctly. And I don't think cupcakes ever go out of style because they're just delicious and cute and so convenient. They're like the fast food of dessert. But these ones are super cute. And I'm gonna see if I can plate them. It's so tricky because they're so small. Luckily, I have very teeny tiny hands. It might not read on camera as well, but in real life I have really small hands. It's almost embarrassing. My feet are really small too, but I can buy gloves and shoes from the kids department, so, small victories, literally. There we go, looking cute. And there is a little platter of cupcakes. They have different colors. There's a yellow, a pink, kind of a bluish, and they each have a little ornament on top, which I think might be little cherries or things like that. I'm personally the kind of person who takes a cherry off a sundae. They're a little bit cloyingly sweet for me, but they look so festive and so cute. So, okay, so we've got a plate of cupcakes, and now let's find out what's in this little bag. So, oh yes, these are cute. Okay, so there we go. So these are also cupcakes. Surprise, surprise. But I think they're quite cute. And these ones are, I think, more yellow cake, which is not as popular, but I love a yellow cake. I love it, love it, love it. It's so delicious. These ones are all the same color, and the whipped cream, or not whipped cream, but the frosting, it really is so beautifully sculpted or molded. It's got all of the texture, including even the sides of the cupcake cups, the little holders. I don't know if you can hear that. Kind of a click, 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 click. But they're textured. The frosting is textured like it was, piped on by hand or something. And then there's like a little hearts ornament on top of each one, which I think in real life would be like a little sugar confection. I love those too. They just taste like sugar cubes. I guess I'm like a horse that way. I like a sugar treat. There we go. That I think is gonna fit really well actually. So voila. Mosetos. If I'm careful, goodness, they're kind of precarious. Oh, there. Just keep them. There we go. So hopefully you can kind of see. Might be a little hard to see the detail, but I think they're super cute. Put them right there. Okay. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's do maybe this one. Okay. So, carefully. We'll take a look. And here they come. Oh, yes, I remember these. So, I don't know how well you can see them, but they are little ice cream cones. And just as that over there. They are also in that very pastel color scheme with a kind of yellow, blues, pink, white, and they're so cute. The only thing about these is that they are actually flat on the back side. I had originally gotten them to use in crafting, so the flat back is quite good for that, to sort of use them to attach to things, but you can see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, that one there. Okay, so you can see what they look like. They do look like cute little ice cream cones, but they're just not fully three-dimensional. However, I think we should still plate them. Real ice cream cones obviously would not sit on a little platter, so we can pretend that they are sugar cookies that just look like ice cream cones. My mom used to make cupcake ice cream cones. Have you guys had those before? You bake cupcakes inside ice cream cones, and then you put frosting and sprinkles so it looks like an ice cream sundae. I still make them sometimes too because they are wicked good. They are so good. But if you also grew up having those, tell me in the comments because I'm curious if they were something that most people had, if they're an American thing, or if they were just kind of a at my house thing. I some cute little, what I'm thinking of as, let's say, ice cream cone shortbread cookies or sugar cookies. I can't decide. You decide. Okay, perfect. What about that? Looks promising. Okay. So let's see what's in this little packet. Oh yes, one of my favorites. We'll set this off to the side. Maybe fold that back over the top and that. Okay. So these, as you can probably tell, are raised glazed donuts. I love donuts so much. My all-time fave is a maple bar. See, how many are there actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Interesting. Pause. So actually, I have a dozen donuts. How perfect is that? As I was saying, my favorite is a maple bar. Although I really love so many donuts. I love glazed donuts. I love an apple fritter. I love so many kinds. Also, I know that in some places, maple bars are called long johns, which sort of blew my mind when I first found out. And there are some places, I think even in parts of the country in the US. Oopsie doodle, just grab that. Gotta have good food safety. There we go. Just nudge it into place. And I think some of these are just gonna be extra if anyone's hungry. But yes, I've heard that even in the US, not everyone has maple bars regionally. It's sort of my mission in life to extol the virtues of a delicious maple bar. So good. Okay, so I'm gonna set these off to the side there. And just be right there for now. Perfect. Okay. Now, can I do this without spilling? We got this. Okay, there we go. Use our trusty tongs to just nudge, 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 nudge that back. There we go. Nudge, nudge. Maybe nudge that one. Okay, nudging accomplished. Excellent. Okay. Now, what could be in this one? So, these are a little more flat. So this envelope is a little flatter. In some places I've been, these kind of envelopes are used for gifts of like money and that kind of thing too. Not these exact ones, but that's what it reminds me of. So let's take a look. might have seen, but there they are. So these are little heart tarts. Okay, so these little tarts are super cute, and you can see again they have that ridgy texture you might get from using a tart pan, with the nice crust, and I imagine that the middle parts have what's meant to be jam of some kind, or like a compote. And so each one of these has a nice little heart shape on the outside, and yes, that little thumbprint of jam or compote or whatever it is in the middle. And I'm just gonna scooch that, scooch right there. Okay, just scooch, 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 scooch. There we go. Scooch, 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 scooch those over there, and then see if we can get it. Can I pick this up? There we go. Okay, so all the cute little darts there. Scooch again. You can see how cute they're pink around the outside too, which is subtle but really pretty. I'll just try to adjust them like that. Scooch again. Okay, so finally we have one platter left, and we have more than one bag left, so what to do, 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 what to do. I think we'll just pick that. I actually don't know which is which, so I will find out too. Let's flip that over gently, pop it open. Okay. So, again, these bags are so smooth too. And I just love that subtle confectionery pink. It reminds me of bakeries, bakery boxes, things like that. So, slide those all out. Oh, yes, these ones. Okay, so these are actually teeny little stars. It's like crinkly little stars. And there we go. Put those away, or put that away, I should say. Singular, set that out to the side. Okay, so these little stars, I think are meant to be little cookies or buns or something like that. And they are so cute. They look like they have little sprinkles on them. I love sprinkles. And I'm going to do something with them that I actually do if I host a real gathering. I like to have something to sort of scatter around the table. Normally I wouldn't do it with something edible. I might do it with tea candles. These little roses are cute. Oh, the donuts. I love them. Just gonna make a little space and try to arrange this little table setting. But yes, in real life, when I'm setting some kind of a table, especially buffet style like this, or snack style or what have you, banquet style, I don't know. chaotic. Not, I guess not chaotic so much as just something more natural looking. I don't like it to look too fussy, and so naturally I just fuss over it more. There we go. Maybe one there. So yes, in this case I'm using these little star decorations just to add some interest and magic all over, and they kind of twinkle. I think it makes it look, one, a little bit more whimsical, but two, a little more inviting. If a display of food looks a little too, again, fussed over or formal, I notice that people are hesitant to disrupt it. So I like to put something like tea candles, rose petals, and some kind of creative kind of confetti or anything like that around leaves. It just depends on the occasion. But I think it makes it feel more inviting. Speaking of, we have these little cakes. I don't know if these are meant to be like a mille-feuille. They almost have a tiramisu structure, but they're clearly not tiramisu. But they are little yellow cakes. They have a strawberry on top, which I love. And let's see, we've got little setting of them. These are basically like a nice little opera cake. I love to have opera cakes if I'm hosting some kind of shower or party. I think they dress things up really well, but also people feel really free to eat them. Usually they're in these really thin slices, so people don't feel like it's too much of a commitment to try something. And people are very reluctant to cut into a cake or a pie, but if there's little individually portioned opera cakes, I find people feel much more comfortable helping themselves. So now I think we have one extra that's not going to fit. I'm going to set that off to the side. And do I have one more? Or let's take a look. I think, yes. Okay, so this is the last one. And unfortunately, I don't have a plate for this one. So we'll just plate it on the table runner. I apologize. Please don't revoke my food handler's license, okay? But let's take a look. So these are so adorable. They're kind of kitschy and so cute. They're little tiny bears. And I like to think maybe these are honey cakes or something like that because of the bears. But I love bears. My bear. Okay. So each cake has a sweet little bear on top of it. And I think that they're just so cute. And so you can see this one, and hopefully you're seeing some of the detail of the ears, the eyes, the little nosy. This one. More and more I'm seeing cute baked goods like this stateside. It used to be something that I would see much more frequently in Japan and sometimes in Asia. And I used to be too nervous to eat these kinds of things because they're just too cute. I didn't want to ruin them. But they also tend to be as delicious as they are cute. So gonna just put them together and see if I can make a whole cake. Can I think. Oopsie doodle. There we go. So I think this is gonna be just perfect. Remember what I said about the opera cakes? If you serve an entire beautiful cake and it's not cut and no one has taken a piece like that, people will not eat it. I won't eat it. I am not going to be the first person to defile a beautiful cake, especially not as cute as this. But I'm going to serve you up a slice right now because you have been so wonderful to join me for plating these silly, silly little desserts. And hopefully you can see some of the magical detail here. Again, the cake looks spongy and porous, and the frosting looks perfectly runny, just like you can almost see the viscosity of it. It just, the love and detail that these little miniatures are made with. So, thank you for setting up this cute little miniature tea party. And we've got all of our desserts, including the cake. I hope that they are at least delicious for your eyes and hopefully for your ears. And I wish you the nicest day or night ever. As always, thank you so much for spending a little time with me. Bye. So I got these all on Etsy from different shops and different makers years and years and years ago. I tried to see if any of the shops were still open and I couldn't find them. But if I do find them, I will certainly link them. That said, if you're looking for little things like this for whatever reason, you can almost certainly find really neat things like this on Etsy is where I find them the most. So, in case you were wondering. But I apologize for not having the exact information because I do appreciate all the love